A pleasure to be here. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Awa.
So how did Yakubu's leadership contribute to the successful conduct of elections in Nigeria, particularly in terms of transparency and credibility?
Of course, you know more than I do that if you are given a responsibility for a particular function in Nigeria to do, you allow the people to assess you. My dear sister, you see, discovered that Professor Nena Oti, the returning officer in Abia State, in Abia State during the 2023 general election, that woman is still being celebrated till tomorrow. Going by the immediate past INEC chairman, I think wherever he is now, if he's watching me, his conscience will be telling him that what he did to this country is only God that will forgive him. You are talking about legacy. I don't know where to start. This is the man that collected all the money he sent for approval from 2019 general election to 2023 general election were all approved for him. He collected all those money and ended up in giving us election that is marred with fraud and irregularity. 2023 election is the worst of its kind. You came out, you come up with a policy, and you conducted election, especially that of a presidential election. The same ballot box, the same polling booths, you transmitted the result of that of Federal House of Rep and that of Senate electronically. Reaching that of the president, you said that there was a hitch. And people challenged, you still went ahead to declare the result and asked the Nigerians to go to court, knowing what will be the outcome of that incident in court. So he has left a very big negative legacy for himself, because I know that the president has already awarded him with an honorary award, because the president is also one of the major beneficiaries of that election irregularity. So if it's a very sane society, as he is leaving the office, this anti-graft agency should step in to get him arrested so that he will not run away and leave the share of this country. Of course, there's no way he will leave the share of this country. Run into which country? So he has left a very bad legacy for INEC, and it required a very big electoral reform and somebody with conscience that will come to right the wrong. Because the younger ones who are coming have seen Nigerian election as cash and carry. If you can manipulate it, you are there. So, and you have seen what is also going on in National Assembly, how they are fighting among themselves. And nobody is talking about electoral reform. Upon all the whole protests, upon all the whole recommendations, upon all the whole memo sent to them, please reform this so that we'll have a credible election in 2027. But they are the beneficiary of that fraud, and they want that fraud to continue. So when you're talking about legacy, the Professor Mahmood Yakub deserved the best award for the worst electoral umpire in the whole world. That is my assessment, and I believe that will be the assessment of the majority of true Nigerians.
Well, Maxwell Opara, your candor will certainly be appreciated by many. A persistent criticism across the electoral cycles, of course, have been the perceived lack of INEC's true independence, attributed to political influences and interference, partisan politics, etc. How do you think Professor Yakubu defended the Commission's independence against the political class, and what could his predecessor do better to avoid the same situations? He worked with the politicians, the power that be, as against the Nigerian people, and that's why during his own time, you discovered that somebody somebody that never participated in a primary becomes the candidate of a political party. In his own time, we discovered a lot of irregularities. I don't know where to start. So the point I am making generally is that Professor Mahmood Yakub has failed this country. He has brought in a very bad precedent that the person that is coming, because the person that is coming may be worse than him, because why I'm saying that the person may be worse than him is that unless we amend this electoral act and correct all those irregularities that we have seen, because judiciary also assisted him in that irregularity, where they said that a policy made by an institution is no longer part of the law, because you made a policy and it was based on that your policy that people risk their life
from Asia, America, UK to Nigeria to come and register. After registering, they went back. During the election, they came back to register, only for you to tell them that their votes was not captured in IRF because of the technical hitch. So I don't know how to describe him. In fact, I don't even know how Professor Yakub will go to bed and sleep with his two eyes closed, considering what is happening in this country. Go to Abia State. You see what is happening in Abia State because of the decision of a woman. The decision, one decision, see the kind of development that is going on in Abia State. Because when somebody, I think one governor told the commissioners, you know that nobody voted me here. You know how I managed to get into this office. So nobody should even try to direct me, which is true. Nobody voted him. Everybody knows how he entered into that office. So free and fair election is the key. If you're talking about insecurity, it anchors on free and fair election. If you're talking about inflation, if you're talking about whatever thing that is going on in the society, it's anchored on free and fair election. So when you now allow an expired criminal to enter into National Assembly, or you give him the helm of affairs of a state, where he will be controlling allocations coming to the state and various local governments, what do you expect? You cannot give what you don't have. So the point I'm making is that he has destroyed, he contributed and destroyed the economy of this country. That is the naked truth. He contributed in giving a very bad image to this country. So, and I believe, I don't know how the president is going to appoint somebody that will not do his bidding. That's why we are also calling that the appointment of the INEC chairman should be removed from the office of the president. So, are you saying that the president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, will go and appoint somebody that will not work with him in 2027? We need to wake up from our dream. So, Mahmood Yakub has led the president, and to worsen it, most of the decisions he took has been received judicial backing, because even that the judiciary took a decision and they read some wrongs, nullified some elections, remove technicality. I don't think that they will have the guts to rig election and ask us to go to court, because it has been happening. Remember that during Morisiwu, the time Morisiwu was the INEC chairman, in Anambra election during that time of Anduba, people were still queuing online. Morisiwu announced result and declared Anduba winner, and said that America should come to Nigeria and learn how to conduct election. These are the things that we are seeing, for goodness sake. So he has left, and I allow his conscience to judge him whether what he did for that 2019 general election and the one he did in 2023 general election, whether he announced those results in line with the mandate of the masses of this country. That's what I want to say.
All right. So what would you say are the key challenges, facing INEC in the post-Yakubu era, and how can they be addressed to ensure continued improvement in the electoral process?
Well, you're talking about INEC now. Who is in the helm of affairs of INEC? And I think Mrs. Abanwichi. What is she going to do? So I think the ball still fall back on the masses, just like Showore said, just like other civil society groups. We decide what we want. We are the people to decide what we want. Do we allow INEC to continue to manipulate us? Do we allow using the current INEC law, that is an epitome of irregularities and fraud? So we need to come out. We need to move to National Assembly. We need to ask them to amend this electoral act going forward. Anything short of that, my dear sister, we are going to see the worst election in 2027. Or as a matter of fact, who will even come out to come and vote? They have already known those that are going on there. They have selected the fraudsters that is going to lead us to 2031. So, except this particular electoral law is being amended, and make it mandatory that whatever thing that happened in the polling booth must be transmitted electronically. Anything short of that, we are not going to get it right. I know the kind of politicians we have. Look at the characters we have as governors. Look at the characters we have in the National Assembly. Look at the characters we have in the various sectors of assembly. Is that the people that want to fold their hands? They don't have any other, because they are jobless. They don't have any other thing than to think about how to rig election to come back and start looting the treasure of this country. So what we are talking about is that let us move. If we, just like Showore is talking about revolution, if it warrant all of us to move to National Assembly, occupy National Assembly as we did occupy Nigeria in Ojota, we do occupy National Assembly until they right the wrong. We are not going anywhere, because these people know that with these particular lacunas that we have seen in our electoral laws, if we do not amend this electoral act, everybody should just, in fact, that they should not even give any budget to INEC. They should just package all those budgets meant for INEC and give it to various orphanages and IDP camps and those in the distance, so that they will continue. We'll ask them to continue. If you are Senate President, continue. If you are Speaker, continue. If you are the President, continue. So that we don't waste our time. So that people will stop risking their life in the name of election. So that is my own advice. Is now or never.
And just before we let you go, it's been said that some of the major reforms that Yakubu's tenure ensured, particularly the use of technology, only just shifted the battleground from the polling units.
Yeah, you see, no wonder they're saying that the heart of man is too deep and desperately evil. That act is personified in the life of Mahmood. The pain and agony that Mahmood created in the life of Nigerian citizens today, the suffering that Mahmood created in the life of Nigerian citizens today is something that can never be deleted. The legacy, the negative legacy that this man Mahmood created in Nigeria today can never be forgotten. It can never be eroded. This man plunged Nigeria into abject suffering, total suffering, confirmed suffering. I've never seen a man like this man. The desperately evil-mindedness of Mahmood. This man really dealt with Nigeria. For Nigeria to recover from where this man puts Nigeria today, it's gonna take a while. It's going to take a while. He is so mean. He is so mean that his conscience, I don't even know whether to say his conscience is working or not. Nothing works, nothing, absolutely nothing speaks to his conscience. The evil that he did in Nigeria will forever remember him. This man really soiled the hope and visions and dreams and goals and aspirations of Nigerians. I've never, since I was born, I've never witnessed Nigerians coming out in mass, coming out with full force, coming out with all their mind and strength to vote. But they did it in 2023. But this man, Mahmood Yakub, soiled everything. He rubbed everything in the mud with the help of the judiciary. With the help of the judiciary that is already captured. Till today, everybody is calling for the electoral reform. The judiciary is still sleeping. The judiciary is still pretending to be sleeping because according to Goodluck Jonathan, he said it's easier to wake a person that is sleeping than to wake a person that is pretending to be sleeping. When the judiciary, that is the final hope of a common man, begin to pretend to be sleeping while the common man is drowning in the sea, while the common man is drowning, what do we call it? You see, the evil that is going on in Nigeria, the corruption that is going on in Nigeria, all the atrocities of all nature that is going on in Nigeria, criminalities, wickedness that is going on in Nigeria today, they are not happening because there are wicked people. They are happening, those things are happening because the judiciary allowed them. Because the judiciary is accomplice. If not, if the judiciary says no, the country will be fixed. Law is an instrument either to fix or to mail. But in Nigeria, the law has become a weapon in the hands of the mighty to oppress the weak. That's what is going on in Nigeria. I don't want to talk too much. Thank you so much and God bless you. Share your own thoughts and views in the comment section. What do you think about what this man said about Mahmood Yakub? The highest award of a corrupt electoral officer, the highest award should be given to Mahmood Yakub.